We've been trained for the last 8 years. If Trump mentions something, we have to reject it. If a celebrity speaks outside the script, we have to attack them. If the victims aren't connected to American political theater, we have to ignore them. This is why certain activists responded to Nicki Minaj, not with questions about Nigeria, but with fear that she was agreeing with Trump and that Trump was going to take advantage of her godly concern of Christians in Nigeria. So let's ask a question.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine.
Welcome back to another episode of the Publisher's Desk, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. Today, we're going to have a real conversation, the kind of conversation that too many people are afraid to have because it challenges their political loyalties, their social media narratives, and their emotional comfort zone. Before we talk about Nicki Minaj at the United Nations, before we talk about Nigeria, before we talk about the mass killings of Christians that the world has ignored for over a decade, we need to address a little hypocrisy happening right here at home. There's something deeply ironic about the sudden panic some activists display whenever Donald Trump's name is entered in the conversation. Tammy Rivera, Amanda Seals, Tamika Mallory, and others have been fighting racism for a long time, long before Trump declared his presidential run on the escalator. They were vocal on police killings happening under Barack Obama. They mobilized when Joe Biden authored and defended the crime bill that devastated Black families. They spoke out when Bill Clinton's administration accelerated mass incarcerations to levels no previous president had ever reached. And let's be honest, painfully honest, brothers and sisters, police brutality didn't just exist under Democratic presidents. They thrived under Democratic mayors, including Black Democratic mayors and Black police commissioners overseeing departments where misconduct continued unchecked. So the idea that racism only suddenly disappeared when Trump announced that he was running for president, or that anything Trump agrees with must be automatically rejected, collapsed under the weight of history. If racism was real under Clinton, under Obama, under Biden, and real under Black-led police departments, then claiming Trump's interests somehow makes Christian persecutions in Nigeria invalid is not a moral stance. It's a political reflex, brothers and sisters. It's a political reflex that have never saved a single life. Now, let's talk about the truth. What's happening in Nigeria right now, Nigerians have been warning the world for more than 10 years about the genocide happening in their own backyard. See, what we're talking about, churches burned to the ground, villages wiped out overnight, pastors kidnapped and murdered, children taken by armed groups, thousands displaced and never seen again. Estimate 52,250 Christians have been killed between 2009 and 2023. Another 7,000 plus killed just in the first of 2025. See, these are not small numbers. These are not isolated incidents. At this point, they're genocidal numbers. These are United Nations emergency session numbers. If the victims was politically fashionable, and we will be having more conversations about it. And while all this is happening, Nigerians were live streaming the attacks, posting the aftermath, showing the bodies, the destructions, and the trauma. They begged America to pay attention. But most activists, most celebrities, and most institutions were silent. Why? Because the suffering wasn't politically convenient. And this is where we hit the brick wall of hypocrisy. The moment Nicki Minaj spoke at the United Nations, suddenly people began to attack her. Not the killings, not the terrorists, not the Nigerian government, not the international community, but Nikki herself. Some activists immediately questioned her narrative, not because the facts were wrong, but because Donald Trump happened to agree on the issue. Family, that's not activism. That's not moral clarity. That's political insecurity. We have activists who will mobilize instantly to protest for Gaza. And they should protest for Gaza. What's going on in Gaza is genocide. But because innocent lives matter everywhere, then when it becomes Black Christians being slaughtered in Nigeria, why are we silent? See, that doesn't fit the political narrative of America. Black Christians in Nigeria. There's no marches, there's no hashtags, there's no fundraisers, there's no celebrity statements about Black Christians in Nigeria. But yet we talk about Gaza all day. Black people marching for Gaza, rightly so. That's the descendants of Jesus Christ. But we also should be marching and bringing the awareness to the Black Christians in Nigeria. Don't you think we should? So you cannot cry to end the bombing in Gaza, but ignore the bombing and burning and butchering of Christians in Nigeria.
I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief. I stand here as a proud New Yorker with a deep sense of gratitude that we live in a country where we can freely and safely worship God regardless of one's creed, background, or politics. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion, like I recently stated on social media. And we don't have to share the same beliefs in order for us to respect each other. We're way beyond thinking or expecting or assuming for, the person sitting next to you to have the exact same beliefs. We're beyond that. That's ridiculous. But that shouldn't make one person feel less safe than anyone in any room. Music has taken me around the globe. I have seen how people, no matter their language, culture, or religion, come alive when they hear a song that touches their soul. Religious freedom means we all can sing our faith regardless of who we are, where we live, and what we believe. But today, faith is under attack in way too many places. In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart. And entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray. Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria is a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs that I can't wait to see. When one's church, mosque, or place of worship is destroyed, everyone's heart should break just a little bit. And the foundation of the United Nations, with its core mandate to ensure peace and security, should shake. I am joined here today by peace builders, by faith leaders, by those who saw violence, saw rising intolerance, saw the threats clearly before us, and chose not to look the other way. I am inspired by their work to build interfaith ties, to see the humanity across the lines which might divide us, and to fight for security and liberty for all those who pray. I look forward to our discussion today, and I hope it will encourage deepened solidarity for us to urgently work together to ensure every person can enjoy the right to believe, to worship, and to live in peace. Barbs, I know you're somewhere listening. I love you so very much. You have been the ultimate light in my life and career for so long. I appreciate you, and I want to make it very clear once again that this isn't about taking sides. This is about standing up in the face of injustice. It's about what I've always stood for my entire career, and I will continue to stand for that. For the rest of my life, I will care if anyone, anywhere, is being persecuted for their beliefs. Thank you.
See, human rights cannot depend on the political usefulness of the victims. I'm going to say that again. Human rights cannot depend on the political usefulness of the victims. See, let me say something. Too many people have been trained to react emotionally but not think critically. See, we've been trained for the last 8 years, if Trump mentions something, we have to reject it. If a celebrity speaks outside the script, we have to attack them. If the victims aren't connected to American political theater, we have to ignore them. This is why certain activists responded to Nikki Minaj, not with questions about Nigeria, but with fear that she was agreeing with Trump and that Trump was going to take advantage of her godly concern of Christians in Nigeria. So let's ask a question. Did Nigeria become peaceful under Obama? Did the persecution stop under Biden? Did Clinton do anything about it? Did black mayors stop police brutality in black cities? Did black police chief end officer misconduct? No, none of that happened. So why is Trump all of a sudden the centerpiece of every crisis? See, because political identity has replaced moral reasoning. And when politics becomes your religion, truth becomes your enemy. Now let's talk about Nikki. Nicki Minaj went to the United Nations not just to talk about trending celebrity scandals, not to promote an album, but to speak on genocide that the world has ignored. She used her platform to say what many activists wouldn't say, and what many politicians refuse to say. She did something rare in today's culture. She stood for humanity over politics. She didn't wait for the movement to tell her what to think. She didn't wait for the hashtags to tell her what was safe. She didn't wait for a political party to validate her stance. She spoke because it was right. She spoke because people are dying. She spoke because silence is complicity. And for that, not only was she attacked, she was attacked by the people who claimed to fight injustice. She was attacked by her fans just because her and Trump was on the same side. See, that's the part that hurts. But here's the beautiful thing. Nicki Minaj will get her blessings, whether the masses agree with it or not. Blessings don't come from activists. They don't come from Twitter. They don't come from Instagram, political parties, donors, or even the media. See, blessings come from standing on truth when it's easier to stay silent. From courage when other people are scared. From conviction when others are confused. For humanity when others are playing politics. History always rewards the people who stand alone first, and then they're celebrated later. Nikki may not realize it yet, but she stepped into a higher calling when she stood up for Nigeria. And the world saw it. So let's have a wake-up call, brothers and sisters. We cannot call ourselves a global Black community if our compassion stops at the American border. We cannot say Black lives matter if African lives don't count until the right politician supports them. We cannot allow political fear to blind human suffering, especially when people are dying that look like us, worship like us, and cry out like us. Nicki Minaj spoke truth when it wasn't popular, and for that she deserves respect, not criticism. This has been the Publisher's Desk, and I'm Damon K. Jones, the publisher of Black Westchester magazine, blackwestchester.com. And drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video, and stay tuned for more real conversations of media a lot of people don't want to touch. Until next time, as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay blacktastic. Peace out.
Tired of the same emotional politics that lead nowhere. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure by Damon K. Jones is the book Black America needs right now. It exposes the lies, challenges the gatekeepers, and calls for real strategy, not just symbolism. Power starts with truth. On sale, now, and available in audiobook on Amazon.
Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Support independent Black media with style. Rock Black Westchester merch and represent the news with the Black point of view. Every purchase helps us speak truth to power.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.